We're back to do another video. Excitement for you. I said this morning's video is going to be the waist and the hips. However, as your waist and your hips are attached to other bits, then of course you're going to be using everything else. You're going to be using your arms, your legs, everything else. Abs, so keep everything in. So we'll get started with it. I've got this awful music on again, and you don't actually need to wear trainers for doing this one because we're not jumping about, okay? So we'll start the music off in the background. So what we're going to do to start with is we're just going to have a short warm-up. So we're going to hands up, breathing in. You can use my other warm-up if you prefer. If I start jumping about, it's because a wasp has just come in the room. So I might just go, woo. Okay, so let's go. Okay, roll the shoulders round, roll them round. And forward. So just jiggle it all off. Okay, you're going to wiggle, keep wiggling. Just let your arms dangle down. Let them swing. Swing. You can widen your feet a bit to make it a bit more of a wiggle. This time you're going to just turn your body with it slightly. Turn and turn. That's it. And straighten up again. The first exercise for the waist is actually one that I would normally use as a warm-up anyway. So feet just soft, knees soft, arms out. So it's windmill. So we all know how to do this one. So keep the knees soft, round. That's 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to do waist turns. So the arms can be out or they can be bent slightly. That's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Windmill again. That's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turning again. Keep the bottom in, keep that tummy in. 3, 2, and 1. And we'll just do it one more time. So quickly round we go. Make sure you're going to the side. 2, and 1. And then waist turns again. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, this time bring the feet slightly narrower and feet together. Now, if you've got hand weights, you can use them. In the absence of hand weights, I'm going to use this water bottle. So if I squirt it at you, you'll just get wet. So holding it out in front of you, you can't see me for it, can you? I'll have to hold it like that. Keep the knees to the front and just gently turn to the side. Keep your head with your shoulders. Knees slightly soft. You can have your knees together if you want, and that'll stop you from swiveling them round. That's it. Round. Keep the arms as straight as you can. That's 4, 3, 2, and 1. I didn't have to squirt any of you, did I? Okay, so put that down and out the road. I'm going to do wood chops next, so I'm just going to turn my back to you. So the wood chops are small squats, so take the hands up and chop down. Up to the left side, chop to the right. Up, chop down, up, chop, up, chop down. Chop down we go. Up and chop. That's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, girls, and then turning back round again. Next one I'm going to do is it's like a small squat, and you swing the arm up in front of you. So it's down and up. So stretching nicely up here. Bending the knees slightly, and then you can bring both arms up. Both arms up. Nice stretch for the waist. That's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, this time, it's everybody's favourite. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. Now, if you don't touch your knee, it doesn't matter. So it's up. Now, I'm not doing it in time to this music. Try and keep the back straight and bring the knee up. So if you can't bring the knee up, it's fine. That's it. That's 4, 3, girls. Okay, now what we're going to do next is brings the hips in, so it's the hip rotation. So you go around one way first of all, so your feet are planted on the floor, your knees are soft, everything's soft. So you go one way round about, first way, and then back round the other way. So back round that way, so everything's going forward and backwards. Okay, now just to make it more difficult, you're going to do a figure of 8. So let's see if you can do a figure of 8. So you'll need to bring the knees into it. So I told you, you're going to bring everything into this. Knees soft. That's it. I won't get you to do that one in reverse. 3, 2, and 1. Well done, girls. Okay, now you've got to pretend you've got a hula hoop. So you slide one foot slightly in front of the other one, and you're going to go round one way. So whichever way you feel comfortable, right round. You've got a hula hoop. You're trying to stop it from hitting the floor. That's it, round, round we go. So it's getting the hips going, it's getting your legs going, the knees are going, the whole lot. And then, unlike with a hula hoop, you can go back round the other way. That's it. That's 4, 3, 2, and 1. And as with everything, you're going to have to do with the other leg. So slide the other foot slightly in front of that one. Doesn't have to be too much. And go round whichever way you feel comfortable to start with. You can put your hands on your hips if you want, because you've not got a hula hoop, so you can have your hands there. That's it. You can feel your hips moving. That's it. Round we go. 3, 2, and you know it's coming. Back round the other way. There's always one way is easier than the other, so just be careful. Make sure you keep everything soft and bendy so you don't hurt your back. Bring your feet slightly closer together if you feel it too much. That's 3, 2, and 1. Another one that's quite good for your hips is curtsying. So I'll stand back so you can see me. You're going to take your foot over the front, so you're going to go down. I won't take too big a step because otherwise I disappear off. Disappear off screen, you can't have that. That's 4. You can take big steps though if you want. That's 2, and 1. Now again, we're going to do this, but we're going to take the foot behind. So it's the same thing. Take the foot behind. I've got a table there, so I'm going to hit it. I'll turn slightly. That's 4, 3, 2. We'll do a couple more for good luck. Yeah, as soon as I hit the table there. And 1. Well done, girls. Okay, now what we're going to do is a hinge deadlift, which is quite good. So what you're going to do is put your hands here to start with. You'll know what this, your knees are soft, but your legs are kind of straight. Keeping your back straight, and you're just going to fold yourself over. Now you can feel yourself bending from the hips, not from your back. Your back is straight, and you're facing the floor. When you come back up, if you want, slide your hands onto your thighs and help you pull yourself back up. Okay? We'll just do that once more. So hands here. On that wee bit, pull the tummy in. Pull it in, pull it in. And bend from the hips, keep the knees slightly soft. And then again, slide the hands on the thighs. Help you bring yourself up. Well done, girls. Okay, now the next one we're going to do is called the chair pose. Very good for the hips. I'll do it from the side. So tummy in, feet slightly apart, and you're just going to sit. You don't need to go down too far. And slowly back up. You don't need to hold it. So this brings in the whole legs, but it's your hips, your thighs, the whole lot. And you can reach the hands out. Slowly. Okay, now the next one, if you need a chair for balance, so I've got a chair on each side here so we can use it. So I'll start with my left leg, you can do it with your right leg. So what you're going to do, keep the back straight, the knees, standing leg soft, lift up the knee, out to the side, behind you, and back in. So it's a circular movement, so it's up, side, back, and in. So we'll do a couple more, up, side, back, and in, and one more, up, side, back. And then you're going to do it in reverse. So it's back, side, front, and down, back, side, front. You don't need to lift it too high. If you have a problem with your hips, don't lift it too high. And last one, up, side, front and back. Okay, so we're going to change on to the other leg. So again, you can hold a chair if you wish. I have to my computer chair here. So it's straight up, out, back and in. Up, out, back and in. Up, out, back and in. And last one like this. Out, back and reverse it. So it's out, up, front and down, out, front and down. A couple more. Out, up, front and down. So this really circles that hip. Round and down. Give your legs a wee shaky out for that one. Okay, the last bit for this one is a very wide demi-plie. So you can hoist your bits up. Oh, hoist the drawers up. Have your feet as wide as you can comfortably get them. My feet are sliding because I'm on a carpet. And this one's for your waist, your hips, everything. So you're going to go from side to side. So start doing it the side to side bit. Now we'll be doing it very slowly. So take the opposite elbow to the opposite knee. If you can't do that, just touch it with your hand, okay? You don't need to do it. Bring the other hand up behind, and that then brings the shoulder in too. So it's up to you how far you do it. That's it. That's 4, 3, 2, and one more on each side. And then stopping in the middle. Turn your toes to the front now. This is the finish. Be pleased to know. So what you're going to do is take your hands up. Keep the knees very, very soft. You're going to do a forward bend. I'll keep my back to you because it's easier, because you can see the back, what's happening. Take your hands to the outside of your legs. Bring your hands up behind you. Let your head drop down and relax. Get your hands up here. Just chill, breathe. Release your hands, bring them down in front of you. Let them dangle. Let them draw big circles one way first of all. Big circles around the other way. Forward and backwards, that's it. Really keep the knees soft. And then out to the side. Now using your feet, your lower limbs, your knees, and you can put your hands on your thighs if you wish. Vertebra by vertebra. Start to bring yourself slowly up. Slowly, slowly up. Join your hands together, fingers pushed away. And up above you, you can walk your feet in slightly and just lean gently from side to side. And then slowly back down. Give everything a good shake out. Well done, girls. Well done. So, get on with doing that one, and then I'll be back next week with something else exciting for you. Keep well, everybody, and take care. Bye for now.